Hi guys, and welcome to our Row Your Boat short and strong abdominal yoga inspired flow. Okay, we're going to be working with two postures today, Paripurna Navasana and Ardha Navasana. So full boat pose and half boat pose. I'm going to option it up and give gentle to stronger options. And I want you to really tune into your body because we will be using the abdominals a lot and the hip flexors, but we want to make sure that we're not gripping too much in the hip flexors, relying too much on our hip flexors and sinking into our lower back. So tune into your body. I find that through the month, what option I take for Paripurna and Ardha Navasana changes. So let's get into it. It's going to be short and sweet, but I promise you will feel it. So firstly, let's start with Paripurna. I don't know what I mean up there. Paripurna Navasana. So our full boat pose. First option is I want you to sit really high, and in fact just put your hands behind your hips so that you can feel a lift and openness in the chest. So rather than sinking, and you can see right now I'm lowering and sinking into my lower back. If I try and lift from there, I'm compressing into my lower back and gripping in my hips. So I want to firstly find a little bit more length in my spine, and you can see I'm actually expanding my heart space up towards the sky. To also assist in this, you can roll the shoulders back and down. So this is our first option. You might find that this is strong enough for you. Okay, next option is to hug the knees into the chest, maybe taking the toes just lightly touching. Next option is to take your hands forward but keep the toes just touching. Keep lengthening and extending whichever version you take. Next option, knees and feet at the same height. And then the final option, full height. So I'm extending out through my toes, but I'm trying to keep a lift. Okay, so we've got option 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's breathe here for a few more breaths. Squeeze your inner thighs, keep breathing, point out through the toes if it's full. If it's half, squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. Keep lengthening up through the crown of the head, reach through the fingertips. If you've got your toes down, keep lifting, keep lifting. If you're hugging, keep lifting the heart space up to the sky. We've got one more breath. Everyone down, hug your knees in. Yep, I know it's hard work. Now for a little break, we're going to go into Ardha Navasana, which is our half boat pose, which trust me is no easier, okay? So from here, we're actually going to lower back so that our lower back is on the ground and take one leg out at a time. Now if this is too strong for you, I suggest taking the full back down and taking the legs out at whatever angle. So you could actually even have the arms, the legs high to the sky, 45 degrees, or hovering off the ground and lifting the upper chest. Your choice. Let's go for a few breaths here. Squeeze your inner thighs no matter which version you're doing. Point out through the toes, draw ribs towards the hips, belly in towards the spine, reach with the fingertips and smile. That's it. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Hug the knees into the chest, little pause. Great. From here, rocking up and down through the spine. And we're back to full Navasana. Here we go. So find your option. Hugging in the knees, floating the toes, floating the feet. We're here for about 5 breaths. Keep breathing, lengthening up through the crown of the head. Draw the belly into the spine. Reach energy out through the toes. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. Energy out through the fingertips. You're almost there. One more breath. Hug the knees in. Good. Let's lower down, come into our Ardha Navasana now. So find your variation. We've got about 5 breaths here. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. Ribs down towards the pelvis. Lengthen out through the toes. Lengthen out through the fingertips. Shoulders back and down. Smiling for 3, 2, 1. Hug the knees in. Now, one more round. We're going to start to include the oblique abdominals, the ones that allow us to twist and bend to the sides. So this is where the row your boat terminology comes from. So find your variation. If you were opting for here, you might end up having to just take one hand at a time over, so you've always got one hand supporting you. If you were hugging in, same thing, you might have to switch and use one hand. Figure out what feels right for you. If you're up on one of these versions, however, you're going to grab your oar. Come with me now. We're going to row to the side, row to the side. Try and keep the hips and legs as still as possible. You could try it with full extension. It's pretty hardcore. Go for it if you want. Otherwise, just keep the knees bent, toes down, keep lengthening out through the spine. We've got 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug the knees in. Beautiful. Same thing with our Ardha Navasana. So lying down, find your version. If I have my feet up towards the sky, my upper body down, I'm gonna go side, 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 side. Might even bring a little bit of a lift into it. If I'm down in the fuller version, side, side, let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, keep going, 1. I don't know what I'm doing in terms of counts, so I'm just shifting my upper body side to side. From the belly button down, I'm pretty still. For 3, 2, 1, hug it in. Are we feeling it yet? Beautiful. Okay. One last round of our oblique abdominals. Here we go. Find your variation. Smile, important. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, keep breathing, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straight down to your Ardha Navasana. Here we go. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug the knees in. That's all we have to do. Let's stretch out the belly though, just to make sure we do the reverse of what it's just been doing. So very gently, find your Cleopatra, elbows directly underneath your shoulders, palms facing down. And here, rather than trying to draw the belly in, allow it to soften towards the mat. So we're allowing it to stretch. I'm reaching my heart space towards the front of my mat. If it's a little bit intense on the back, you can lower down a little bit further. If you do want to take it a bit further and it's not compressing your lower back and you're not feeling discomfort there, you can come up, so straightening the arms. I've got my arms a little bit further away from my shoulders rather than trying to do Urdhva. This is more of a passive stretch. I'm trying to allow the belly to relax and release. For 3, 2, 1. Press up into a seated position. Ooh, there goes my mic. I always like to finish with just a little reset of the spine. So rather than forward folding after I've stretched out the belly, just resetting the spine, feeling the energy, feeling the power of our core that we have switched on today. If you want a more challenge, rewind, start again. You got it. Otherwise, I'll see you another time. Ciao.